I am Luke, who is 29 years old, and my ex wife is Anna, who is 27 years old, and we are childhood friends from back when we were growing up. The two of us were actually very friendly from the start. At first, we fought a lot, but then our relations started to improve. The company I worked for was a chartered accountant with a lot of responsibilities. The last year that she studied architecture, she was pursuing a bachelor's degree. Despite the fact that we both studied at the same school, we chose different fields of study for our higher studies. It was obvious from childhood that we would have chemistry, and when we got to university, we started dating each other. When we were in love with each other, we were very active in physical relationship as well. Our decision, however, was that we would get married only after Anna's studies were completed, so I was waiting for her to complete her bachelor's degree before I promised to her. As soon as she finished her degree and we got married, we lived in a house with three people living together: me, Anna, and my stepbrother Liam. The age difference between Liam and me was 1 year. In our relationship, there was nothing like a step relationship between us. We always lived like blood brothers. In addition to studying university architecture in the same university where Anna was studying, he was also working part time as a freelancer. Liam was always a very angry person by nature from the beginning. He would always become angry over little things, but I always tried to handle his anger as a brother, and I always stood up for him in every situation. As Liam was an extremely angry child, so he did not have any friends like me when we were growing up, although he was aware of Anna since he was a child. In any advice to Anna, I encouraged her to get a job after she had completed her professional degree. The only thing she liked about staying at home was doing chores. It is evident that they dislike hard work, which is obviously necessary if you wish to proceed in any field. The truth is that she always stayed at home and enjoyed her life as a housewife. As a matter of fact, I was very busy in my job because I had to earn some money for her, as she was a very expensive girl, and I had a great deal of fun fulfilling all her requests. The first year went very well, and when the first anniversary came around, everything was going great for us. For that reason, I had to work hard, even overtime, in order to be able to afford the expenses of the party that I planned for her. In addition to the time I spent at work, I started spending a lot of time outside of the office as well. As a matter of fact, when I got home just to sleep, then again next day went to office. In fact, Leon was spending a lot of time with Anna rather than me, which was funny to me, and on the day of her anniversary, I booked a very beautiful venue and arranged a small party for her with red heart decorations for her because red is her favorite color and it was her special day. In the form of a gift, I bought my queen a diamond ring as a gift. The arrangement was set up and I accompanied her the location without telling her about this surprise that was going to happen. Leon was already there when I arrived, even though I had not told him about the surprise before I got there. There was a great deal of shock for me when I found out. After that, however, my surprise was no longer a surprise anymore, due to the fact that Leon was acting strangely. After that, I went to spend some quality time with Anna, but he stayed there and started ordering food for him to eat. Despite many awareness of the fact that he was an angry man, I did not ask him any questions. I don't want to cause a scene. In my opinion, he was an annoyance. Before me, he gave Anna a teddy bear as a gift. After that, I gave Anna a diamond ring as a gift. The thing that amazed me the most was that she thanked Liam several times but did not display any interest in my ring at all. There was a feeling of being a fool in me. As soon as Liam ruined my mood, he left. I was not happy when Anna asked me to stay there for some more time, but I did not want to. After getting home back, I was totally quiet since I was engaged too. I did not want to say anything that would cause her to lose her temper or else ruin her mood for the rest of the day. My wife Anna started asking me what had happened, and I was quite silent for a while before I finally asked, "You don't like that diamond ring, do you, right?" The teddy bear was much more beautiful than the ring. She laughed and said, You're getting jealous of Liam. As soon as I said I don't want to talk anymore, I fell asleep. I had forgotten what had happened to me the next day when I woke up, because I had several important meetings. At about 3 a.m. one night, I woke from a sound sleep and found that Anna was not in bed when my eyes opened. When I walked out of the room, I heard some voices coming from Liam's room and knocked on the door. I knocked again and he did not open the door, so I knocked again and again and he opened it. When he opened it, what I saw was an unexpected scene. I saw Anna in his room. She explained that Liam was working on a final project for his university, so he called me to ask for help with the project, so that's why I'm working on it. In spite of that, I ignored it and went to bed. Considering that she was also an architect, her answer was quite really evident since she was a designer. I have always trusted her since I was a child. However, I had no idea at the time that one day in the near future, my trust would be broken very badly and my whole life would be changed forever. There was one day when I had a fever and I got back to home early, and Anna was not at home. My first thought was that she might go to the market for groceries, but I was wrong. After 3 hours, she left with Liam and she came back to the house. However, they were not aware that I was at home at that time. They were talking and laughing at each other. While I was in the bedroom, they suddenly appeared holding hands in the room where I was. It was already there when they arrived. As far as I know, they did not expect me to be there. After being pale for a few minutes, Anna started telling me that Liam is a wonderful person who has been always helpful to me with my grocery shopping. In those days, I also felt like she was losing interest in me. It's like she doesn't have a turn on feeling for me. I did not receive a proper response from her. There was a huge change in her nature that I felt. Many times I felt Liam and Anna were getting close, as if Liam had touched her in a strange way. All those things were struck in my head. It has always seemed to me that whenever they both sat next to each other and I observed them being so strange to me, it's like a lie that has been caught. These were red flags for me. Again, I was in a state of confusion. Perhaps I was overthinking and ignoring, or perhaps I was confused as to whether he was my brother. Once then, I was asleep and Anna was on the other side of the bed. I woke up. She was constantly on the phone with someone and was always smiling. After noticing that, I pretended to be asleep, but I wanted to watch what she was doing, so I pretended to be asleep. I picked up her phone between the hours of 3 and 4 in the morning and scrolled through the chat to find that she was chatting with Liam and he was sending her pictures of his nudes, and she was very excited about it. As I scrolled down, I noticed that they were sleeping plenty of times and making me fool by doing so. It was a very bad news for me. I was shaken to the core by those messages. I started to believe that she was cheating on me with Liam as soon as my doubts turned into belief. I was very disappointed by this as both of them were very close to me. In spite of this, they still did this to me. There was a feeling of sickness in my body. Upon learning that they were having an affair, I could not sleep for the rest of the night as well as for the few nights. The fact that my brother cheated on me was killing my soul. In spite of that, I don't have any way to overcome that pain, but I only wanted to teach them a lesson by giving them both a hard lesson, the feeling that you get when you break someone's trust. In order to catch both of them red-handed, I devised a plan. The first thing I told them was that I was going to another city for an official meeting for 3 days. I had to leave tomorrow, since I was sure that they would definitely do something if I was out of the city. When Liam left the house, I took the master key, and according to me, when he left, I also left for the trip as well. As for me, I hid in a corner of the road outside of my house so I could see what is happening, from where I can keep an eye on what is going on. It wasn't long before Liam came to the door and I went to my house. Also, because from the backside there was a window to Liam's house where I heard their voices like they were fucking each other. Taking a slight step out of the front door, I was able to get inside of the house. I then went to the room of the Liam and suddenly broke the door, and I saw them both naked having sex in the room. As a result of their amazement, they started getting clothes and began to wear them. As soon as I got their clothes from them, as soon as I got their clothes from them, I closed the door and grabbed a baseball bat from Liam's cupboard and started beating him viciously in anger because he destroyed my life. It wasn't his fault. Anna was begging me to let him go. There was no doubt in her mind that she loved him very much. My anger did not allow me to stop, so I somehow hit Anna's arm and she got injured as a result. But I did not care about her injury. My rage was getting the better of me, and I did not let him take the clothes. I dragged Liam out of the house and he was being beaten while I naked him. The fact that even after doing this, Anna was still asking me to let him go, what sort of girl she was. Then by accident, one of my neighbors called the police, and by the time the police arrived, I had already beaten Liam enough that he had broken 14 bones in his body, and he deserved it. As a result of my violent behavior, the police came and arrested me. Then I informed them of the whole situation and got the bail with the help of one of my friends. After getting back home, as soon as I get home back, Liam and Anna were admitted to the hospital due to the fact that I broke Liam's bone as well as Anna's hand was also injured in the incident. I picked up all the luggage of Anna and Liam and threw them out of the house. Anger is the best way to describe it. It was after a few days that I sent divorce papers to Anna and told her to inform Liam that it was no longer a relationship between me and Liam from then on. There was never a time after that day that I saw them again. As of today, I am living a peaceful life in my own house. There is no one to be with me. A friend of mine moved into my house in order to get some rest and relax. That way, I could forget all those incidents. However, I was never able to trust anyone again after that incident. The thought of both of them, however, still makes me feel ashamed. There is no doubt that my neighbors are aware of what was happening to me, and they were watching me with suspicious eyes, as if they were judging me. As for me, I did not give a fuck to anyone. It was just a matter of my own peace of mind that concerned me. Liam and Anna should feel shame and pain for what happened to them as a result of what they did to me in the past. I had not done anything like that. It was they who were responsible for the crime. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon if you want to know more about engrossing couple cheating stories.